The debt ceiling doomsday may have just gotten a little closer. Will the feds have to turn to bake sales to pay government workers? A new article from Goldman says April tax receipts are coming in 29% below last year's level. Adjusting for the calendar, that's closer to 31%. If the rest of tax season comes in like that, it runs through mid-May, we'd be looking at an $800 billion shortfall compared to last year in income taxes alone. Now, that's just income tax receipts, which are about 60% of what the feds collect. It's about $2.8 trillion on $4.9 trillion of revenue. The rest is corporate income tax, Social Security and Medicare, excise tax on booze, smokes, and gasoline, and 100 other little siphons. The problem is all of those other taxes correlate with income tax because income itself correlates with how much people spend. So if all receipts were to come in 31% below last year, that would jump the shortfall to about $1.4 trillion. Given CBO is projecting a $6.2 trillion spend this year, that could bump the projected deficit towards $2 trillion. Note that's before whatever unicorn fart utopias Congress dreams up between now and then. That means that even without the unicorn farts, that's about $20,000 of fresh debt for every household in America. For perspective, that's more than twice the average credit card debt in America. The average credit card balance is about $9,600. And we're talking a single year of fresh debt here. As in, that goes right on top of the $31 trillion that you and I, in theory, already owe, which, by the way, comes to $250,000 of federal debt owed, in theory, by every household in America already. My colleague Richard Stern calls this America's involuntary second mortgage. Now, tax season isn't over yet. This 31% shortfall is just the first 15 days, and we've got another 30 days to go. But Goldman thinks the 15-day trend is very predictive going by 100 years of data. So we could see some pretty big debt numbers here. By next Tuesday, that's April 25th, we'll have about 75% of tax season on the books, and we'll know if this is our future. Now, the reason this matters right now is that it accelerates the debt ceiling doomsday clock. Treasury Secretary Yellen is playing footloose about when the feds will run out of money. Apparently, she's got billions stashed in couch cushions and hidden piggy banks across D.C. By the way, the formal term for this is extraordinary measures. Given all those extraordinary measures, the couch cushions and the piggy banks, markets had been hoping for a late July debt ceiling, which gives some breathing room. But these dismal tax numbers are floating the possibility that the feds could run out in early June. That's about 6 weeks from now. And so that means markets are starting to panic. In the last few days, we've seen credit default swaps. Those represent the odds that the federal government will default. Those CDSs are soaring to record highs, way beyond the 2011 and 2015 debt ceilings, which, by the way, included a sovereign debt downgrade. In fact, CDSs right now are running much higher than even the 2008 financial crisis. So that's the game. 6 weeks to either starve the beast or greenlight the next trillion-dollar looting of the American people. I am not optimistic. In 50 years of debt ceiling showdowns, Congress has displayed the backbone of a mashed potato. But either way, the most likely outcome is more pressure on the dollar, whether that's default risk or money printers set to 11, all while DC gets started on your third mortgage. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.